Are you thinking about buying extensions? Here are 2 types that I would never buy again and 2 that I absolutely love. Welcome back to Chick Chat, where right now we're in a series of online dating, but we're going to take a break to talk about extensions because why not? So there's a debate inside of me, I feel like 24/7, of whether I want long hair or short hair. And I feel like right when I'm about to have actual long hair, I end up just chopping it all off. Maybe you can relate. And it takes forever for my hair to grow out. So this is a picture from me last time I cut my hair off. And it has taken so long to grow back. And I'll talk about my real length in a second. But going back almost 2 years ago, I was about to get married and I really wanted to have long hair. And so I kind of dabbled with extensions in college a bit, but I really wanted to do research to see what was the best route for my wedding. So first we're going to talk about the 2 types of extensions I would not recommend. Number 1 is clip-ins. So this one is where they ship you hair extensions that come in a bunch of clips. So there's 2 long ones for the back usually, and then a couple for the sides. And this one I thought I really liked at first. It was easy. I could take them off at night when I slept, and they were fairly simple to put on, but I would not recommend this because it started massively pulling my hair out. Like, I think this side of my hair is a lot thinner because of those extensions, especially underneath. So what you have to do is you have to like part your hair and then you have to tease it and then you just clip them in. And yeah, I found that it was like pulling out my hair. So I would not recommend those clip extensions for what they did to my hair, even though they were pretty simple and they looked good, but they're not worth the price. And this leads me to my absolute least favorite extension of all, which I don't think anyone should do, which is tape-in extensions. So I did tape-in extensions for my wedding because I really wanted long hair and I didn't want a bunch of maintenance for the honeymoon. So I had tape-in extensions, which first of all, they're pretty pricey, and I've actually had people warn me about tape-in extensions, so I have no excuse. I shouldn't have done them. But I did. So actually for my wedding, I did those extensions and I did another type, which I'll talk about later. But so I had actually 2 forms of extensions in for my wedding. I'll show you some pictures because I wanted it up and to look really thick. So I had the tape-in extensions for the honeymoon, but I tried curling them and straightening them and it like burnt out my hair. Like I was smelling something burning as I was doing my hair one time and I was like, what is going on? And I looked back and there was like half of my hair had been like singed off of the tape. And then the other half was like barely holding on, so it was like pulling it out. So I'm pretty sure I just cut it. I think at the end, I just cut the extensions out because it like seared. Like if you want to curl your hair at all, maybe you're a pro and you know how to do it around them or whatever. But yeah, I like seared them. And even if you didn't have that horrible experience of singeing them off of your head, I've heard that they like pull your hair out too and that they take forever and it's basically glue. So they tape it in like with glue. And so I've heard really bad experiences about removal and that it pulls your hair out. So I would never recommend tape-in extensions. Now for what I would recommend, the first one is bead-in extensions. So they come in these little strips of hair and I'm guessing you can probably get this done professionally too. I think that's the sew-in types, which I've never actually tried. So if you've had a good experience with those, please comment about your experience because I would love to know if it's worth it. But these ones are super interesting. So it's just these strips of hair that have, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little, there we go. So there's this little wax piece on the end. Pardon my nails. I really need to do them. So how you do it, it might sound complicated, but it's fairly easy. I can do a whole DIY video about this. If you're interested, comment below if you want me to do that. But basically you have your own kit and this little looper, you put the bead around this looper and take a little piece of your hair, equal parts your hair in the extension. And then you put it like this, loop it through the hook, and then you pull your hair through the loop and the bead will be right there. And then you pop your little piece, your extension piece in that bead. It slips in really nicely. And then you have your handy dandy pliers. So, and then you just squeeze it onto there. I don't know why I made that sound. But yeah, so you squeeze it onto there and obviously it's going to be right at the base. So you don't want it this far down. But some pros about this version, it's easy, pretty easy if you hide them right to put up your hair. You can put them on the front and in the back. And so it's easier for updos. It lasts a long time. Like I would say you could have them in for maybe 3 weeks, maybe like probably some hair professional is going to be like, never do that. But you just take them out the same way. You just press the bead in the opposite direction and then the little extension just pulls out. But you have to make sure you have the right proportion of hair and extension. Otherwise it will pull your hair out. So, yeah, I can make a whole like video showing that more. That was kind of the Cliff Notes version. So I really love this version. This is what I did before I discovered my favorite version of extensions. And obviously you put that hour of work up front, but then it's like pretty low maintenance, even though you have to comb them out really well and you have to be careful when you wash them. So maybe it is more maintenance. But that brings us to my favorite form of extensions, which are what I'm wearing today, and that is halo extensions. So if you are at all on any social media platform, I'm sure you've seen the video of people like popping on and off their halos. They're absolutely incredible. So my hair is about this long, maybe a little longer. And they just add a little bit of length, a little bit of thickness. And that's why I love the halo extensions. They're very easy to put on. Like I would say application is like realistically probably like 2 or 3 minutes. You just part your hair, pull it up, put the halo in. There's like little clips that come with it. So I have one right here. You just clip it in and it doesn't pull your hair out because it has the support of the band, thankfully. And then yeah, pretty simple. You can tease it so that the clips pop in easier. And then you just have to brush out, which I actually didn't do a great job brushing it out today. It's like always the time where you want your extensions to look good that they don't look good. So yeah, so normally there's like, see, you can tell this little line right here, but it's really only if you like go like that and move your head. But normally when you're talking with someone or if you just comb it out better, which I didn't do, there's not a line at all. And so there's a huge gap in like the price of halo. So this is actually the other form of extensions I was using for my wedding. So I had the tape-ins and then I had a halo as well. So very extra. But I think it looked really good. I loved it. And I actually brought my extension to my honeymoon too. And I'll show some pictures too of that. But when I was looking for the halo I was going to get for my wedding, I actually went to a professional salon and I tried on some. I think I have some pictures of that too. And it was so thick. It was beautiful. I mean, if you want to go the pricey route, those extensions are gorgeous and thick and luscious. But if you want quality but don't want to spend, I want to say that one like total was like $600. It was expensive. But if you don't want to spend that much money, obviously a way cheaper version is if you go off Amazon. So I did a little research. I tried like $20 ones and they don't work. Don't get those. They don't curl well. Actually, they don't curl at all. And yeah, they're just, usually it's hard to find the right color. But I found this sweet spot from like $60 to like $100 where if you try extensions in that range, you can usually find some that are pretty thick and curl really well and are easy to color match. So this one I got was actually on sale. I think it's originally $72, but it was $62. And I love the color and obviously Amazon returns. I bought like 3 of them and then I just sent 2 of them back. So returns were super easy. And I will link these hair pieces as well if you want to go that route. I don't think they come with the whole kit. You have to go to like a Sally's Beauty or a wig store to get these little beads and then like this fancy little hoop and pliers you can get anywhere. But if you want super low maintenance, I would recommend hoop. A downside of hoop is you have to obviously reapply it every day. I take it off before bed. So it's a little bit of upkeep. You don't just like put it on once and then don't have to think about it. I haven't had this for a super long time, so I don't know how often you need to replace them or when the ends start frying or if you just cut it. So hopefully that was helpful. I tried to summarize my journey for you guys. So no tape-ins, no clip-ins, and yes to bead-ins and halos. So thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more chick chat to come. Hi. No, not all girls are interested in online dating. I know there's a lot of girls that are... Okay. Hi, babe. I'm clicking, look, it goes like that whenever okay, thank you, babe. See, but there's like a little, you can't really tell. So this is really simple to do by yourself. And then you take your piece of hair and you loop it through the hook. You put the bead onto your hair through pulling. Help me. It might be really gross. Burnt out my hair. Like I was smelling like the smell of burnt. So thanks so much for watching. So thanks so much for